Hey there, I'm Jason, and in this video we're going to talk about some easy repairs to do on the trombone. When you're looking for the serial number on your trombone, there's a few different places it can be located. The serial number can be located on the upper brace of the slide section or under this screw for the receiver right here. It can also be located on the bell where the receiver end of the bell goes into the instrument here or across that brace right there. What you want to make sure with the trombone is that when you open it up, everything's secured well. Quite often the slide has small tabs that go into place or small levers that kind of move around to secure the slide. But if those are broken, then the slide will fall into the instrument, causing damage, dents, issues with the slide, and issues with the bell. Please make sure that in all of your cases, everything is secured the way that it needs to be, whether that's a pressure fit or a strap or a tab that keeps it in place. You want to make sure that the slide lock on your slide section works properly and train the students in how to use it. Otherwise, that outer slide could go shooting across the room during rehearsal and cause damage. One of the things that people frequently do incorrectly is lubricating the slide with excess lubricant. I'm going to show you how to do it properly. When you're going to lubricate the slide for the first time, it's important that you start with a clean instrument. Remove the inner slide from the outer slide, and as you can see, the inner slide is covered in chrome. Take a paper towel and clean the entire slide by wiping it with the paper towel to remove any previous residue. You're also going to want to clean the inside of the outer slide. To do that, you're going to require a trombone cleaning rod, which usually comes with the instrument. If not, you can get it at the store, and a piece of cheesecloth that you can get at any supermarket. Feed the piece of cheesecloth through the end eyelet hole on that trombone cleaning rod, and make sure you've got enough length to go all the way down to the handle. The last thing you want is for the cloth to get stuck inside the instrument and have no way of removing it. Next, you're going to feed this tool into the outer slide, ensuring that you're holding on to the cloth as you go. Go down until you feel a little resistance, and then as you pull it out, make sure you hold on to that cloth as well. Then do the other slide, feeding it in and pulling it out, all the time holding on to that cloth. When you're ready to lubricate the clean slide, you can use any type of trombone cream. And yes, there are trombone valve oils and there are trombone hybrid things out there, but the cream works just as well as all of them. To do that, either take the tub or the tube of cream and place a small amount on the tip of your finger. You then rub that cream from the stocking here to the end of the inner slide, making sure not to bend the metal. Apply it generously around that part of the slide. Then you're going to place that inner slide into the appropriate part of the outer slide. As you put it in, make sure you go on a straight line so that you don't bend the inner slide. Then work that outer slide around so it spreads the cream inside of this outer slide. Once you've done that, you're going to remove that cream from this inner slide. And you may be thinking, what was the point in putting it on? Well, chrome doesn't allow anything to attach to it, which is why it stays so shiny and clean. You're not actually lubricating the inner slide, you're applying the cream to the inside of the outer slide. Now that it's in there, it can provide that lubricating surface that will allow for easy movement up and down the slide. Then you're going to take a spray bottle of water and spray that inner slide with the water. And that'll allow the water to go between this chrome surface and the lubricated inside of that outer slide, giving you a nice, freely moving slide on your trombone. If you've done this properly, it should last a long time. Anytime it starts to get a little bit slower, just spray on some more water and it should be easy going. The tuning slide on the end of the bell section requires a little bit of different lubrication. You want to make sure that you're using lanolin as that lubricant here because you don't want the slide just falling out. Lanolin will provide a slightly stickier surface that'll keep the slide in place so that tuning can be adjusted and stays where it needs to. You can find lanolin in any drugstore in a couple of sizes. This tub will last your entire career, and this bottle's also available. Is there any sound that's more identifiable to a music teacher than the sound of a mouthpiece hitting a tiled or carpeted floor? It's gonna happen, and when it does, sometimes the end of the shank gets dented. To fix that, you're gonna need a truing tool and a rawhide hammer. Here's what you do. You wanna place the truing tool into the shank of the mouthpiece. Don't force it in, don't twist it in, just set it in there. Then you pick up that rawhide hammer and you start to hit the shank of the mouthpiece, not the tool itself, tapping it into shape. And as you do so, the truing tool will slide down further until you get a nice round shape to the end of that mouthpiece. If the mouthpiece gets stuck in the trombone, you can use a mouthpiece repair tool to remove it. If you'd like to see how to do that, check out our video that we made for the trumpet, and we show all the different tools and how they work. If your student starts to develop a bit of an airy sound, or you notice water droplets coming out of the end of the slide, it's usually something that can be attributed to an issue with the water key or the cork that's within that water key. Here's how you fix that. To replace the cork in the water key, you want to depress the water key itself, raising it up. You can then take a needle or something small like that and pop that cork out of where it sits in the water key. You shouldn't have any trouble popping the cork out because it's a pressure fit, it's not glued in there, so it should come out fairly easily. There are many sizes, diameters, thicknesses, and shapes to corks. So when you're replacing the cork, you need to make sure you have the right size and shape for the instrument. If you have any concerns about that, just ask your repair professional and they should be able to point you in the right direction. When you know you have the right cork for the replacement, make sure that you lift up the water key, place that cork inside that space and push it in. It should fit nice and snugly and not come out on its own. Then, when the cork is set inside the water key, you're going to want to take a thin blade or something similar and make sure that the cork fits right up against the hole that's in the slide. If it doesn't, you might have air leaking through, still causing that fuzzy sound. As well, it's a bad idea to force the water key closed because that's going to damage the cork and shorten its lifespan. You want to make sure that it's set level, and you want to make sure that it's set centered on that hole. If the water key is misaligned, you can take your no-knurl pliers and gently bend it back into position until it's located right over the hole at the end of the slide. And as always, once your repair is done, make sure you update your inventory so you've got a current record of any issues you've had with your instrument.